Hello everyone and welcome back to Grateful Living Cruises. My name is Scott and I'll be your host for today. And today we are going to be talking about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas, the things that people love and the things that people hate about sailing on Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. We're going to dive deep into this ship and we will talk about how this ship sparks strong opinions from both loyal fans and disappointed travelers. So we're going to break it down. What do people love about this Radiance-class ship and what do they absolutely hate? So let's get right into it. If you're thinking of booking a cruise on Jewel of the Seas, this video might actually save you from a lot of disappointment or convince you that this is the hidden gem that you've been hoping to find. So make sure you stick around to the end. I'll give my own personal opinion of whether I think the Jewel of the Seas is still worth it in 2025 and let you know what my overall thoughts were. I did recently just get off of a 4-night sailing on her, so I do have my own personal opinion as well. So let's talk about the things that people love about Jewel of the Seas. And number one, we have the views. People often talk about Jewel of the Seas being known for a lot of the incredible floor to ceiling windows that she has. It's perfect for scenic cruises and destination type cruises. People love to just sip their coffee and watch the coastline roll by. Even the elevators have glass that allow you to see the ocean as you're going up and down. It is a beautiful ship to have the views from. The helipad, the observation, lots of places. So number one, the views. Number two, the ship is a smaller ship, and so unlike the mega ships being smaller and more intimate, she's also easier to navigate. She's about 90,000 gross tons, and many people say that they love that they can find their way around easily, and you never feel like you get lost going from your stateroom to dinner. Oftentimes, you spend the whole first day of a cruise just trying to figure out where everything is and familiarizing yourself. That's not a problem on Jewel of the Seas. You're going to be knowing exactly where everything is very quickly, and you'll be off to enjoying your cruise before you know it. So she definitely is smaller. She's definitely more intimate, but that allows her to be easier to navigate and much more relaxing. You don't feel stressed out all the time. Am I going the right way? What floor is that on again? You'll figure it out really quickly. The number three thing that people love about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas is that it has an overall chill vibe. The ship often attracts a laid-back, more mature type crowd. So if you're over 40 like me and you're not looking for a 24/7 party, I don't even drink anymore. Not that you can't drink on the ship, but I'm not looking for a party. So if you're like me, this may actually be a sweet spot for you. Or if you just like enjoying your drinks in a more relaxed and calm environment, this also may be for you. Think martini tastings and piano bar evenings more so than belly flop contests. I don't even know if that's a good analogy, but I often have said I felt like cruising on Jewel of the Seas was just kind of classy. Like it had that vibe, right? And I think it's just because people know it's not a party ship, and so you just get a different vibe sometimes. And for that reason, that is the number three reason why people tend to love Jewel of the Seas. It is a very chill atmosphere and a chill vibe. So number four, the fourth thing that people love about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas is she sometimes has itinerary focused cruises. Now, what do I mean by that? Jewel of the Seas, because it's a smaller ship, can oftentimes go where larger cruise ships cannot. So it's not the case right now, the cruise that I just got off of, but oftentimes Royal Caribbean uses these smaller ships to go to itineraries that the bigger ships can't get to. And so sometimes you can get a really itinerary rich, port intensive sailing with these smaller ships, which often can lead to people loving it because they're seeing a lot more in their destinations and they're spending less time at sea. Now, the cruise that I just recently went on was a 4-night cruise and it only had one port. So it's completely opposite of what I just said. But it still was a wonderful journey, and Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic was a wonderful stop. And just know that you have to keep an eye on the sailings. The schedules change, but just know that oftentimes these Radiance-class type ships are used for ports that the bigger ships cannot get to, and that is one thing that people love about Jewel of the Seas and the Radiance-class ships. Okay, let's talk about the fifth thing that people love about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. Number 5 is the observation lounge and solarium. Now, guests often praise the adults only solarium, me included. It is peaceful, it's enclosed, it's climate controlled, it is beautiful. The Asian inspired theme is just amazing. It's unlike any other solarium you'll see at sea. It's great for relaxing sea days. And even the Vortex Lounge up on top, we call it the observation deck, but the Vortex Lounge has amazing views around it as well. So I can't say enough about the solarium on Jewel of the Seas. It's one of a kind. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And it's probably one reason that I really had a great time on my sailing. Okay, so not everything can be sunshine and sea breezes. We have to talk about the things that people hate about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. And the number one thing that most people say is that she is showing her age. She was launched in 2004. This is 2025, so she's kind of old. And despite having a refresh in 2016, she is kind of due for another overhaul because they didn't update everything in the 2016 refresh. And as you'll see on my ship tour and my room tour, you can tell where the carpets are worn, the couches need replaced, and the overall just vibe is a little dated. That didn't stop me from having a good time on my cruise, but it is something to be aware of, and it is something that a lot of people complain about. The furniture can be a letdown if you're expecting a more modern vibe. So don't let that 2016 amplification, refresh, whatever they want to call it, fool you. There are still areas where you definitely can tell her age. The number 2 thing that people hate about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas, I guess I should say the second thing, not the number 2 thing, but because she is a smaller ship, whereas that can be a plus in some aspects, it can also mean that you have fewer options. So if you are used to the mega ships, Wonder of the Seas, Oasis, Icon class, you might find Jewel's dining and entertainment options a little bit limited. There's the one main theater, there's one specialty steakhouse, there's no water slides or flow rider activities. So there are fewer options than those mega ships, and that is something to be aware of. Depending on what type of cruise vibe you're looking for, you're not going to find those things on Jewel of the Seas. The number 3 thing that people hate about Jewel of the Seas is that she can have some internet issues. She is an older design, and sometimes that can affect Wi-Fi performance. A lot of cruisers complain about having slow Wi-Fi speeds, which is especially frustrating if you're one of these people who works from home or works from cruise ships, or if you're trying to upload your videos. In my case, you can end up being really frustrated and just resorting to pulling out your SIM card and uploading it manually. So just be aware that if any ship can be hit or miss when it comes to internet. I mean, you're a floating city in the middle of the ocean, so you have to kind of think about it and level set your expectations, but be aware. The third thing that people hate about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas is sometimes the internet. Okay, let's talk about number 4. This kind of goes along with number 2, but because of her size and the audience that she's attracting, there are limited kid and teen activities. So if you are a family with children, you might feel like there's not enough on board to keep the young ones entertained. There are no splash zones, bumper cars, roller coasters, flashy slides, etc., to keep them busy. So be aware if you are looking at booking a cruise on Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas, check out my full ship tour video so that you can really see what's available for keeping people entertained, and will you be able to keep your family entertained enough on this ship or not. And number 5, one of the reasons why, and don't forget, we're going to have my personal opinion coming up soon, so stick in there with me. But the 5th thing that people hate about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas, which was not an issue for me on my most recent sailing, but there are people who say that the service is hit or miss. While many guests report exceptional service, which was the situation on my sailing, some have shared inconsistent dining room experiences and slower bar service, particularly when the ship is sailing full. Now, I'm not sure if the ship was full when I was on it, but I did not have any of these issues. I had fantastic service everywhere I went. I cannot talk about the bar service per se because I only drank sodas, but I never had an issue getting one. So I'm not sure about this one, but I have seen people talk about the service, and maybe this is when they're on more of their port itinerary or port intensive itineraries. The sailing I was on, the 4-night adventure to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, I had fantastic service everywhere. But that is the number 5 thing that people hated about Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. Now let's talk about my personal opinion, right? Here's my take. I love a more laid-back, scenic cruise experience, and I think Jewel of the Seas holds an exceptional amount of value if you know what you're getting into. So by watching these videos, you have an idea of what to expect. And if that's what you're looking for, then I think that you're going to really love this ship. It's not a thrill ride ship. It doesn't try to be a thrill ride ship. It's a relax and enjoy the views type of scenario. However, I will say that if you're looking for cutting edge technology, water slides, high energy nightlife, then you may want to look at one of the newer Royal Caribbean mega ships that have tons of activities and things for you to stay occupied and or your families to remain occupied. But I will say, if you've watched this video and you're thinking, man, this sounds like the kind of ship I want to be on, make sure that you look for deals on repositioning cruises aboard Jewel of the Seas. They're often priced really well and packed with unique ports. And the other thing I would consider is, if you are a member of the Casino Club on Royal Caribbean, Jewel of the Seas is often offered as one of the itineraries that they have for members on their complimentary or reduced price offerings. So if you're a member of the Casino Club Royale, then definitely check that out as well. And also, I want to know, have you sailed on Jewel of the Seas? I would love to know in the comments what you thought. Where did you go? Did you fall in love, or did you hate the ship? I want to know all about it. Let's have the conversation in the comments. And also, if you feel like this video was helpful, please give me a favor and like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss anything I have coming up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching Grateful Living Cruises, where we cruise gratefully, we live life fully, and we love every sea day. I'll talk to you soon.